Hi friends! Welcome for the weekly Embers Adrift community show that I set up every Friday at 4 p.m. Central Europe time or 9 a.m. Austin time, which is the time of the game. So, Embers Adrift weekly community show is a show dedicated to every news, patch note, and all kind of discussion and topics regarding Embers Adrift, indie MMORPG realized and developed by Stormhaven Studio, an indie studio of 11 developer. I'm Elloa, I'm the community manager, and I'm welcoming you on Twitch and on YouTube to speak about Embers Adrift. Welcome everyone! This week we have plenty of exciting news to discuss. We had a big wipe. What does that mean? That means that every character of every tester had been wiped away and deleted. All the inventories, all the gold gathered, every ingredient, every crafting material, all of that is gone. And we start fresh and new. And that happened Wednesday. The new patch is always deployed on the Wednesday evening during the test. And so we can discuss about all of that the Friday just before the server open for the weekend. So let's get started immediately with the patch notes. I've prepared everything for you. Oh, Richard from Ginter, today I want to join the game at the first time. This is great, because this weekend is the best weekend to start up, because you're going to start up with everyone else. Of course, some people had the occasion of playing Wednesday, and so they had 4 hours of game time to level up their character, so we might have some people that are level 4, level 6. But otherwise, everyone is starting fresh, everyone is starting equal to each other. So it's really the best time to jump in for the first time, because you will be sure to see plenty of people around your level, and it is less spread out like it is the other weekend when you join up and everyone has started for several weeks already. So that will be a great moment for all of you to start up the game if you have not done already. So, hey, Creepy Magician, welcome to the stream. So what it is, Embers Adrift is an indie MMORPG in development. It is in beta right now. This show is dedicated to speak to you about the game and to explain you everything, so you can ask your question, we can discuss about different topic, where I'm going to share with you some nice content creator and nice community member that you can rely upon if you want to ask question or discover more about the game. So do not hesitate to speak up and ask a question. So the beta test and the server are opening when I finish the stream, and so it will be in 2 hours from now. But the beta is on. It's the second cycle of the beta. The beta started in March. The NDA had been lifted at that moment. So you can see the game being streamed on several streamers that I'm going to talk to you about a little bit later. So you can... Okay, there's 2 things. I'm going to, before to start with the patch notes, I'm going to start with a very important news. It's a very good news. You're going to be happy about that. So right now, you can become a beta tester by pre-ordering the game for $50, and then you can install it and play it. The server are open every Wednesday night and every weekend. It's not on all the time. But if you don't want to pre-order the game, which I can understand, we have a very good news. So I'm going to share that with you right away. But before that, what about show you the trailer? So let's show the trailer about the game.
For generations, they have sought its power. Ember. No one can tell you where to find it. There are no guides. You must discover the path for yourself. And when the darkness surrounds you, only you can light the way out.
There we go. This is the World Breaker event. So if you don't want to pre-order the game, but you would like to try the game for free, the 30th of April you can test the game. This is the stress test. A very, very, very important event for us, because depending on how things happen, we are going to make decision of how we are going to handle our server. So this is a very important moment for us in our testing session, and we do hope to have plenty of people signing up for this. So you can find the sign up things on our event, on our website. embersadrift.com/wallbreaker. Okay, so let's read about this. The Wallbreaker event. The Wallbreaker event will occur on April 30th, 2022 at 10 a.m. CDT, which will be 5 p.m. Central Europe time, to fully stress test the servers. All current players with beta access will already be able to take part in the event, as well as any player who are selected from the pool of sign-up. If you are new to Embers Adrift and have not pre-purchased but wish to throw your name into the hat for a chance, simply click the button below. Players that log in during the event will receive the World Breaker title and the exclusive Embers Inlet sword on release as a thank you for helping us stress test. Since you have beta access, you will already be able to take part in the event. Mark your calendar, patch early, and be ready to bring South New Haven to its knees. So this event is very important for us, because it will allow us to decide how we want to handle our server in future, what technology we are going for. If Creepy Magician or anyone else has, want more information about Embers Adrift, feel free to ask all of your questions. But for now, we'll give you a little summary about what Embers Adrift stands for and what this game is all about. So Embers Adrift is a game heavily inspired by the classical tabletop game. We really want to recreate this awesome feeling that you have with your friend when you are around the table throwing dice and having adventure, maybe Dungeon and Dragon and some other RPGs. But it's also heavily inspired from the first generation of MMORPG, EverQuest, Vanguard, Dark Age of Camelot, Ultima Online, etc. All those games had a very particular atmosphere and offered a certain type of experience that has evolved and changed nowadays. So today, MMORPG are face-paced, they work in a certain way, and even if you have very different titles and all are really beautiful and wonderful to play, you don't have anymore this very particular of experience that we want to bring back to the players, back to the industry, back to anyone that would like to know this. Here in Embers Adrift, the game is much more slow-paced. It allows you to take the time of embarking into a long journey, to discover an immersive world, to progress your character at your ease, at your own pace, and have the time to make friends. It is a group-oriented, pure PvE game, which is all about collaboration and cooperation. So you will have the time to sit down, to rest between two battles, find some friend, chit-chat, set up a group, and go further to tackle on more challenging content. You will not have any sort of matchmaking system, face-based stuff where you can all solo everything and then get together with people, strangers with whom you will never speak and never befriend. So it is very much a game about the community, about playing together, and about having a very long explorative journey, an adventure. It is not about endgame, it is not about getting the most powerful the fastest possible. So I hope that many players will enjoy this. We know that there's a public for this. It is certainly more of a niche title, but veteran that have been playing EverQuest and Ultima Online and Dark Age of Camelot are extremely excited by this type of content, to be able to re-experience into a modern setting some game that are less hardcore than the original title and with more beautiful graphism, of course, and some quality of life improvement, but still this journey and the need of collaborating with other players. That is not something that you find in the current title on the markets. So that's what we bring back, but we know that more than all veteran players, there's plenty of new and young players that never had the chance to discover this very particular type of experience and will actually enjoy that. So we need your help to spread the word about this game so the people that want to experience that has the chance to do it. And as we have this Wall Breaker event on the 30th of April, it's the occasion to speak about it to your friends. They don't have to pre-order the game, they just have to sign up for that event. So Creepy Magician is saying, I still play Ultima. Do you think about trader classes as blacksmiths, lumberjacks, etc.? So we do have different things. We have the adventuring aspect of the game, where you will incarnate one of the three roles, defender, striker, or supporter, but you also have the crafting aspect of the game. Of course, if you really want to be a crafter, you will need to adventure a little bit, so you will have to fight and combat as well. You could probably be 100% pure crafter, but then you will have to rely on other player to be able to purchase your crafting materials without adventuring to get it yourself. But we do have 3 crafting and 3 gathering profession. So as gathering profession you have forestry, which is all about wood and plants. You have hunting, well, you're going to hunt beasts. And then you have prospecting, which is mining. As a crafting job you do have armor smiths, so creating all kind of armor, weaponsmiths, that's all weapon, and provisioning, which is the one I'm taking usually, which is all about making potion, food, but also grand torch and other convenience item that you can find. The grand torch being one of the most important. Pastor, yeah, there's it's all for PC, Mac, and there's also a Linux build. So Pastor is saying, just dropped into the stream of my FAQ Twitch lady. Sorry if I asked what already was explained. Any link for the game around? Thank you so much, Triple J, for offering the link to our new friends. May you be welcome on the stream. We do have a Wall Breaker event that's going to happen the 30th of April. So if you want to test the game and see if it's a game that you will enjoy, just sign up the website for that. I'm going to show you the image for it once again, and then we will speak about the patch notes. So welcome everyone, I'm Elloa, I'm a full-time streamer. I stream different game the other day of the week, but the Friday is the Embers Adrift weekly community show where we discuss all kind of things related to Embers Adrift. And the Saturday we do have a very long Embers Adrift stream. That being said, sometimes I'm also taking the Saturday off. Thanks, it is a problem, I know the feeling. Oh, thank you. Thank you for your compassion. So here it is, friend. That is the World Breaker event. So if you would like to sign up and to discover for yourself what Embers Adrift is all about without pre-ordering, because of course you can pre-order the game already, if you're convinced, okay, that game is for me, then please go ahead and pre-order. Like we are very, very grateful for any person that are bold enough to pre-order the game and support our little small indie studio, because we're only 11 developers, so any support is more than welcome. But here's the link to the World Breaker event. Hello Spawn, welcome. So okay, what about cosmetic? Will there be a chance to make for yourself or buy from people clothing to look like a Viking, natural wizard, or anything like that? Like I just said, we are a very small team, so we will not have at release plenty of cosmetic to get. But the most important things is that we are not going to have a cash shop. So Embers Adrift is going to be a subscription-based game. The subscription price is set up for $15 per month with a very big discount up to $9 per month for the first month after release, to encourage and thanks everyone. But we have decided to go that route and to not have a cosmetic shop or any kind of cash shop, certainly not convenience shop. So everything that you will earn in game, it's what you will have to earn in game. You will have to go through that. But I'm going to show you I'm going to show you something. Just let me get it here in the patch notes. So you're going to see with an illustration immediately what the kind of things you can expect. So that is one of the items you will be able to find in game. So this armor is not right now in game because it's still being implemented, but we have our artists that are working on that kind of stuff. So that's the kind of things you can have. Now, will you be able to be a natural wizard? In Embers Adrift, you do not have magic. Embers Adrift is low fantasy settings, and everything is more rooted into a more realistic world. You don't have magic, you have science and alchemy. And maybe you can learn to manipulate the power of the ember. But do not expect to be throwing fireball at level 2. That's not going to happen. Alright. Now let's speak about the new stuff and the latest patch notes. What's new? So every Wednesday we do have a new build with a patch and new stuff going on. So let's see what our Codemaster Undone has prepared for us this week and what you can experience if you're a beta tester this weekend. This week we worked on behind the scenes spawning tech for the dungeons, add a toggle for region, and finish up the great crafting simplification. Due to the large amount of change with the crafting revamp, all character has been wiped. This includes bank, etc. Thanks again to our community for spurring conversation, which ultimately led to us uncovering some combat bugs that needed to be addressed. NPCs may be slightly more difficult this week again due to the increase in yellow resistance. NPC now know they are in combat stance and can properly dodge, block, etc. And Crocodile can follow you into the water. Feel free to blame Kitik, that's one of our community members, for those changes. Finally, we see the return of Yell, OOC, and Global to the chat drop-down with a slight twist. So that part is something really exciting because those of you that have been following me, that I was complaining about this change that has been added. But this week, you can now, once again, you have your menu with all of the different channels, and you can see once again Yell, Global, and OOC, and select them from there. However, you will also have to redo it every time. You're not going to stick to that channel. The problem that previously happened is that someone was in the global channel, so the global channel where everyone can read everything, and was actually answering his group by mistake in the global channel, which led to a lot of awkwardness, sometimes limit drama, and a lot of spam. So that has been changed, and you can see that you also have some shortcuts to access those channels, and here Undone really has been brilliant by making all kind of things. So if you type /local loca loc lo se and sa, you will speak in S in se. For the group, you can type /group gru gro gr or party part par pa p, etc. So yes, Pastor, just after 1 hour of discussion, more or less, then I'm going to play the game right after, and you will be able to ask me any question, and I'm going to show you exactly what you want to do. Otherwise, the Saturday, I'm also usually streaming, and then I do more type of normal gameplay. Tomorrow, it will be a little special because I'm bringing my boyfriend, which is going to play the game for the first time. So that's going to be fun. So Smartbone is saying, what was that wall fur? So it's not an outfit. We don't have an outfit system in Embers Adrift. That's an armor. It's an armor set that you will have to earn, and it's actually a beer set. So you can be a beer shaman if you want. But yeah, I'm very happy about the change because now I will never have to type /global before every of my message. I can just type GL and that will be good enough. So that's 3 characters. I'm fine with that. So I'm not going to read everything. So if you want to have all of the patch notes read for you, Alice Blue have a website where she's usually doing it. She did it for last week patch note. I know that she has recorded it, but I think she's still editing the new video for the current patch notes. So have a look on her channel. I'm going to give you a link towards her channel. She really deserves some support. It's a very nice girl, and she's very knowledgeable about Embers Adrift because she has been testing the game forever. She's also streaming. Yay, Yana, this is great news. I'm glad that you're signing up for the Wall Breaker event test. Alright, so here you will have bugs and fixes and improvements. But it's not what we're going to talk about. Let's speak about the new stuff, because that is what is very important, especially this week, with the crafting change. So I'm going to read. The Great Crafting Simplification. This week we bring you a simplification to our gathering and crafting system. Our experiment with material that span the entire level range has ended as we are moving back to a more tiered approach. We found a few issues with the aforementioned system that required a bit of rethinking. Mainly that there were too many materials with too narrow of a level range, which made it difficult for different materials to be different from one another when used in a craft. The other issue was that the leather was an odd man out at slow level carcass, could not be used through the whole level range. This inconsistency with other professions always bothered us. Finally, player did not find crafting a 12% quality item when they were well past the recommended material level particularly satisfying. To that end, we have moved back to a tiered system of material, but never fear, to maintain a good variety of choice, low-level material will also be found as high-level variants later in the game. This means that low-level copper, spawning level 1 to 10, may reappear as fancy copper at level 30 and as super fancy copper at level 50. This is merely an example. Here is the list of the major change for this week. So that was the very important change this week, and the reason why we have wiped every character, and that the crafting is being edited, iterated, changed once again, following the feedback of the player and our own experimentation. So this is really for better experience overall. One of the big problem, for example, with the hunter, is that you were hunting plenty of different animals, gathering their carcass, and you had rabbit carcass, deer carcass, boar carcass, bear carcass, elk carcass, etc., which were filling up your inventory, and it was horrible. Especially now that we have implemented the gold sink, where you have a limited chest storage, and you have to increase it slightly by purchasing more rows. So when both system, you have your limited inventory that you have to purchase to expand, and at the same time you have like 12 different carcass of animals, it started to be really, really irritating. So we had to work a little bit on that. So here are some of the change. Plants no longer drop seeds. Plants oil are refined directly from the plant. So that's the kind of simplification that has been done. Before, when you were gathering plants, you had a small chance to get a seed. And when you were gathering two seeds, you could create some oil that you could use to create ground torch, for instance, or to create torch as well. No, never mind. But different things, or potion. Your life potion, you needed the plant's oil as well. So now it's directly done from the plant. So when you gather some plant, you will choose if you want to create some fiber from it, or if you want to create some oil from it. And you have this different choice for many different things. Same thing with wood. Logs no longer drop bark and sap. Sap is refined directly from logs, while bark has been removed. Carcass and refined carcass materials, which is bone, meat, and leather, no longer reference their animal source. That's what I explained you. Now, instead of having rabbit carcass, deer carcass, and boar carcass, you will have, for instance, a small carcass or a heavy carcass, something like that. Alloy has been removed from now. This may return later. A different variation of material have been added to provide distinct level range of materials. Instead of copper being used for the entirety of the game, there is a low-level, mid-level, and high-level version of copper. So because we really wanted players to be able to craft any weapon or any armor with any materials, the materials will give you a certain stat to your items. So I don't know what the copper were specifically giving, but let's imagine that copper were giving you plus armor. Well, now you will not be able to use copper for everything. You will have to use low-level copper for low-level items, mid-range copper for mid-range item, and high copper. But you still have this idea that copper is give you plus stamina, and if you choose to create an armor with copper rather than with iron, it will give you some specific stats, because that's what we want with the crafting, that you can choose and select the stat you want on your weapon and on your armors. The level slider removed from the crafting interface. Crafted item is determined by the material used. In quality percent represent the progress to the materials level range you have made. So more you're leveling up your crafting within a same materials, the better you will be able to create a quality item. That change is really fantastic. It's the region toggle. Region are something very important in Embers Adrift. So let me give you a little explanation in case you just jumped into the stream right now, in the video right now, and you don't know what a region is used for. Certain abilities need, or they don't need actually, certain abilities give you the possibility to use a region to empower them. So let's imagine the supporter, first aid, which is the first heal you have. If you use a crude medicine, it will increase the plus healing of your spell. So you will heal more powerfully if you are using a region to your heal. So you will have to find those regions in the world. They are dropped specifically by dew in the case of the medicine. And each creator will drop certain region for certain abilities usable by certain classes and role. When you are dropping the region in your belt, your ability is enhanced by the region, and every time you're going to cast that abilities, one region will be used. So here you have 8 regions, so you have 8 possibility of using an empowered version of your ability. But before, if you didn't want to use your region because you only had 8 precious regions and you wanted to keep it for special moments, like for instance, if you were tackling a named boss, imagine, you had to drag that out of your inventory. So now, instead of removing this from your inventory, you can toggle the region on and off. So that's all I had to say about the region toggle. If you have any question related to the region, do not hesitate to ask me. I will be happy to show them in-game a little bit later on. Now, another really nice thing is we have plenty of new gloves in-game now. A lot of our armor item didn't have visual, because visual are added step by step. So basically you have already all of the items with their stats, but they don't look anything. They are invisible, so you don't see them in game. So you're wearing a new pair of gloves and it's like you still are naked hand. And all of those armor are being currently worked on by our artist. And now the gloves are in. So that's already great, and I'm very curious and impatient to see how it would look like on my character and to see finally what kind of glove I can find. That will be really nice. Work in progress, still the same thing than last week, so that doesn't change, but you can see in the patch notes all new stuff that you can expect in the timeline. So all of this is very precise, really nicely documented. So if you have any question, just the simple reading of the patch notes that I'm linking in the chat right now will give you the explanation that you want related to all those new and exciting additions to the game. You also have the list of the known issue, world space nameplate, Chevron color, etc, etc. You can read that before to start the testing of the game when you are playing Embers Adrift this weekend. If you have any comments related to the change, feel free to add them as well to the discussion. There's also hotfix that are being shared over here. So sometimes we do have a hotfix for the weekend between the Wednesday and the weekend, depending of the test on the Wednesdays. Voila, that's it for the patch notes. Do you have any question related to those patch notes, guys? Alright. So, now that we have been discussing the patch notes, I have some other news to share with you. The state of the game in March. No, thank you, Iced Coffee. Thank you for listening. The state of the game in March. Well, I of course recommend you to read the text over here if you want. But John or Drindin is posting a state of the game every month. Sometimes it's not the first week of the new month, sometimes it's a little later, but it has plenty of work to be done, so sometimes we're a little bit late, sorry for that. But every month you do have a newsletter that explains in depth the progress we have been doing. So let's read it. Welcome to the Embers Adrift newsletter and welcome to the beta phase. Our server are now open every weekend starting Friday at noon for our pre-order player. If you think you would like to support our indie devs team, please visit our website to pre-order and join the fun. You can also find our living soundtrack on Bandcamp. Embers Adrift can be purchased as a gift. Nab it for your friend and our family so they can join you in-game. Now let's dive into everything that happened in March. I like when you guys have questions because that's exactly the reason why I'm doing such a show, so we can discuss about this. So Iced Coffee is saying, if I wanted to purchase Embers for someone on Twitch, for example, but don't want to know their email, when you purchase actually a key that you can hand out a little bit in the same way that Elder Scrolls Online is working with their gift codes. So you don't need to know well, I think so. I've never purchased, let me check that. So I'm going to test that out immediately so I can give you 100% correct answer. So I'm going to go and bring your friend. So I'm checking it. No, I do believe that if you do that, you receive an email with a code, a key. And that when you are giving your key to your friends, you don't need to have an email. So you could be able to give it by private message or anything like that. So now I've never done it myself, so I have not seen the email myself, but I think that's how it happened. If we have anyone that has purchased the game for friends, let yourself know. But at least in the sign up of the things, it doesn't require you to give the email of your friend like Blizzard does. I know that Blizzard is doing that way. Alright, March was crazy. We entered beta, dropped our NDA, opened our server a little more, did some streaming with folk and did some lengthy interviews. It was super fun, hanging out with Spans, Moraland TV, in their stream, and you guys should definitively head to their Twitch and give them a follow for more Embers Adrift streaming. The interview was really cool experience as the whole team got involved with answering the questions. You can find them on MMORPG.com here and there. We will appreciate a rating on our games page over there as well. And that's where it is. There we go. You can rate Embers Adrift on MMORPG.com. And it has quite a nice rate at some point. So that's always good. We really appreciate all of the support you guys can give us. Because being a small indie studio, we do not have plenty of funds for marketing purpose, right? So we really need to count on the kindness of people to spread the words about our game and allow people to know about it and then make the decision whether they like it or not. But to share and to speak about it to your friends is one of the best support and help you can already give us. We have added one additional way to support us. We have made our living soundtrack available for purchase on Bandcamp. We have roughly 70 custom songs already composed, but only 16 of those are found in-game and thus on the soundtrack. As we add new content to the game, we will also be adding the new track to the album. We hope to grow this living soundtrack to over 100 songs as Embers Adrift grows. Thank you to all who have or will support our growing in this studio. Now onto the game stuff. That's something I've been talking to you about last week. And if you want to help us and support us, you can either do that by purchasing the game, offering the game to a friend, or purchasing the soundtrack. And we have been decreasing the digital album as well because we had a lot of view on it and a lot of nice comments about it, but not a lot of sales. So with $10, maybe the price is more attractive. Even though it was really worth the $20, I promise you. In our quest to making crafting even better, we have added some much needed feature, a preview of item result and a deconstruct button. You can now see the difference in item result depending on which material you have selected. The deconstruct feature lets you destroy a crafted item in order to sell the resulting material to merchant. More to come on the deconstruction feature. We've had the pesky memory leak bothering us for a while now, and we have finally tracked that down and fixed it. All hail the triumphant tech team. Our combat has been given some extra love. We have added combat visual effects, don't worry they're not too flashy, and place icons for abilities alongside the floating combat text in a very non-intrusive way. New creator and raw spawns have been added to the dry fruit region. Ant hills have been reintroduced there as well. Woo, remember those. We have also added another spawning feature that I won't spoil for you. Also added to dry fruit is a new overland dungeon. Come check it out this weekend while our servers are open. And that we did last weekend. Oh, nice, Pastor. This is brilliant. Thank you so much and welcome to the Embers Adrift community. The server are going to be open in 2 hours from now. Sorry, 2 hours from now. It will be nice because we have plenty of people over here that are part of the community. So this is really great. Actually, Alice has been done a reading of the state of the game that you can find on her YouTube as well. She really did it with a very nice voice. So I would recommend you to check her YouTube channel. Banks got some love in March too, allowing for better inventory management. We added a purchase more slot feature, which use in-game currency to expand the size of your bank, and we have added a personal stash to go along with your account, wide shared bank. The personal stash can be accessed anywhere. Stashes can be found while sharing bank is temporarily located outside the gate to New Haven City. Aura were shifted around, giving some of the specialization that have support feature a chance to contribute to the group in more ways. The Warlord now has a stackable songs and chant, and it is awesome. Come check out the Warlord and the other spec to see the change. We have added a number of emotes to the game that can be viewed by typing the /emotes command. It is nice to be finally able to wave to people and point at things for direction. There were a number of performance improvements made to the game that include how things spawn into the world upon zoning. The change have made a notable improvement to memory usage and footprint. And there is of course much more to say about all of that went onto March that I can say in one new letter. Keep an eye on our weekly patch note, our YouTube channel and our social to stay up to date on all the finer details of our progress. We want to thank our tester for their involvement and feedback. Your patience is appreciated as our small indie teams work to bring more content and polish into Embers Adrift. And that, I think, It's something super important. We are really working very closely with our community. We're listening to the feedback. We're discussing with the community. We are playing with the community. And the feedback of our players is extremely important. It has done many change. When you see in the patch notes that we're quoting some people like Kitik and some change they have created, it is not the first time that happened. It happened very regularly. And we are joking around with this. Oh, that change has been done by this guy, so if you don't like that change, blame this person. It's for a joke. But because we do have this communication with our community, this very intimate process for developing the game, listening to the feedback of our player, it gives like a familial aspect to it, which is really, really lovely. And I think that some of our players are very motivated by the fact that they have actually the power to influence the state of the game. So not everything they suggest will be implemented. Sometimes they don't like the change we are doing, but some other people like them. So it is not a guarantee that it's going to happen, but the possibility is there in a very heavy way. And so we do have a vision for our game, but we are always listening to the feedback of the player. And if we have a majority of players saying, oh, this feature that you really like is not fun, well, we're going to reconsider it seriously. Because the goal is to make a fun game for our community. Thank you so much, Triple J. Enjoy your lurk and see you later indeed. So that's all news I have to share for this week. So you guys, if you want the address for the album, if you want to listen to those music, you have access to this. I think you can give 5 different track listen with no purchase. Otherwise, you will have to purchase the album for $10, but that goes directly into supporting the development of the game. So it is a very nice gesture of you to do, if you have the possibility to do it, of course. Then once reminder of the Wall Breaker event. If you don't want to pre-order the game, but you want to test it anyway, check out our Wall Breaker event and join us the 30th of April. It's going to be really nice. And now, also very important, if you want to catch up on the past episodes, I'm publishing them on YouTube. So last week's episode had just been published yesterday. I will be trying and do my best to be a little bit faster for this one and publishing it during the weekend. But they will be always findable either as highlight unedited on my Twitch, or you will find them edited nicely on YouTube afterwards. There we go. Finally, all the news has been shared. That's nice. I feel a little bit relieved now that I have done all of that. Nice. Do you have any question about anything that has been said, guys? Do not hesitate to ask anything. I'm here just for that. I am back. I am back. And ready to play. So I do have something to ask you guys. Wait a second. I need to type my password first. There we go. Okay. So I do have a question to ask. Should I do 3 different striker this cycle? Or should I still do 1 character of each role? Because now I can show you the character creation. If you have never seen it, my head is hiding the 3 different roles you have: striker, supporter, and defender. Yeah, here I can see them. You do have some followers emotes that are illustrating those 3 roles as well. Usually playing a striker, I really enjoy the striker. It's bizarre because usually when I play a character, I am playing a healer in general. In other MMORPG, that's what I enjoy the most. But in Embers Adrift, I'm really enjoying the striker. Until now, I've always been playing a brigand. The brigand is the striker that can stun, which I find extremely interesting and strategic. But I need to try also every other role, right? So I'm like considering, should I have 3 different striker so I can really make a nice like comparison to every striker, or should I do a striker, a supporter, and a defender like I'm usually doing every test? That being said, it's always a striker and play the most. So what will be your opinion, guys? What should I do? That's my supporter. I will need to do that at some point with every class, right? Every role. Do a nice comparison to everything. But for now, we're going to play this striker. Yay! I'm in game. All new to me, so anything you enjoy is good to me. Oh, of course. So here it is. We are in North New Haven. This is not the place where you start up the game. So that's the 3rd camp, so to speak, at the end of the zone. So when you start up your adventure, you're really starting up at the beginning of the zone. And then you have 3 different camps. So 1, 2, 3. I'm at the 3rd one. When you are playing and you have your map, you do not see where you stand. So you have to guess it. You have to figure it out yourself by recognizing the little elements on the map that can give you an indication like, oh, well, the wall is just here, so I'm probably here and not there, obviously. Lancer is saying, if there's some kind of eldritch monster in the fire, it looks like a snake. This is the Ember Ring. So you don't have any monster of any kind at the moment. It is just, you know, kind of supernatural fire. Or is it supernatural? Or is it natural? We wonder. But it's an Ember Ring, that's for sure. An Ember Ring, which you do have an emote here as well. What is natural? Yeah, what is natural? So here, what do I have? What I've been starting with this character. So that character I started up on Wednesday with everyone else during the test. And I am a striker level 3. You can see it here that I'm 3 on 50 at 45% leveling. And when I'm level 6, I will be able to choose between the Berserker, the Brigand, and the Warden. The Berserker is striker plus defender, so it's a little bit more solid. The Brigand is striker plus controller, so it does control, like stun or daze, and I had so much fun. And the Warden is striker and supporter, so it does bring some support to your team. So I am considering to try Warden this time because that was the role or the class I wanted originally to play with my striker. But I got distracted by the Brigand and how much fun it was. But this character is also a crafter. And that's what I like to do with my striker, is to actually being a double gatherer. So I am a forester and I am a hunter. So with forester, I'm already it doesn't show. Yeah, I'm already level 6, and with hunting, I'm level 2. So basically, when you take your first crafting role, you need to be level 6 to be able to take a second one. So I have been really focusing on leveling up my forestry so I could become a hunter. And now what I will want to do is to farm a lot of carcass so I can have a lot of food, and so my second character, which will be provisioner, will be able to cook for me. Yeah, there it is. So for doing that, I will in the same times want to gather a lot of region, which are the weak numbing regions. And for that, I will need to hunt some rabbits, because it's the rabbits that are giving me those regions. And while we're walking around, I will continue to gather some flax. So here we have Timberland flax plant, which will give me all of those little ingredients. Ah, wow, I'm forestry level 7 already. Nice. Now you see we have a new little effect when you level up. You have like this kind of wind around you. Yeah, some people had been asking for something a little bit more flashy when you level up your character. I remember when I was playing Anarchy Online and you were leveling up your character was doing a salto jump. That was pretty cool. So another type of ID that you could do. Maybe what we need to do is to have your character doing the little dance by itself. It's like you do that dance. It's funny. So the emotes still have a poll going on to see which of the two emotes you will have by default, because you will not have the whole list of emote by default when you start up the game. The point is to make you discover some emotes, or to have some emote as reward from quests. So you do have this a little bit this cosmetic aspect of the game that you earn by playing the game. This is something that we really want to introduce with our game, and as our game is subscription only and you don't have a cash shop, we really want to reward our players with some cosmetic items, because the cosmetic of the game is also part of the enjoyment of the game. And nowadays very often you find cosmetic only in cash shop, not in every game, of course. Games like World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy, or even Elder Scrolls Online offer plenty of cosmetic items that you can earn. But yeah, it's not always the case. So here we go. We are fighting a rabbit, a forest quillback. And hopefully that forest quillback is going to offer us some region as well as some carcass. Yay, we have region. That's really good. This region is going to be very useful once I play in group. Right now, as you know, the server are closed, I'm playing alone, of course. To maybe one day I will bring John with me, Drindin, and we will be playing together and show you some of the stuff. Pastor saying, is the download server up? The launcher is not getting past checking for patcher update. Okay, that's yeah, it should be up. I am not sure. Maybe Drindin can answer you more precisely because it do has access to some information that I don't have access to. But sometimes it can be something to do with certain files and such. Like, I'm very bad in technique, so I will have different... yeah, I will have difficulty to explain how it works. You will have to go on Discord if it's not working with what Drindin is just telling you to do now. I know there was a trick. Someone had the same problem and needed to do it with a little tweak. So, are you on our Discord? Yeah, but that's also because I'm a very small character, small bone. And so the weapon are not really scaling to your character. So when you're small, you have like big weapon. When you're big, you have small weapon, which I think it's kind of fun. Our tech director is working on Mac, so it will be able to give you more trick and more answer. I'm going to give you the link towards our Discord. Yeah, so you really need to go on Discord for that. So let me give you a link. Invite people. There we go. That link should be workable right now. Hello, Star Gold. Hi, how are you doing? Hope you're doing good. Oops, 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 oops. I was about to forget to take a carcass. No, 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 no. Let's not forget the carcass. I'm going in this area, which is really the beginning area, so I can have as many carcass as I can from the rabbits. That being said, I don't have any more to only kill rabbits nowadays. Like, I'm doing mostly the rabbit killing because I want the region they offer. But now, you know, every animals will have the same carcass. So it doesn't really matter. Coarse, lean carcass. Before, you had rabbit carcass, deer carcass, doe carcass, boar carcass. So if you didn't want it to invade your inventory with 10,000 million of different carcass, you had to be selective in your target killing, which I was doing. It was one of my strategy. But nowadays, this is a story of the past. So we can have and can kill any targets. It will give me the correct carcass, aka a coarse lean carcass. And then I can do some nice refinement. Yes, indeed, Star Gold. That's a new emote that has been drawn by Rita, and which is actually a revamp made by herself from the original one, which is a tier 3 emote, and will stay a tier 3 emote, which is the little Rantosaurus from my Rantosaurus show you can find on YouTube now. Oh, hello, Sid Knight. But the plan was for tomorrow anyway, so you didn't miss anything. I hope you're doing good. Even if you had a rough day. And I understand about rough day lately. So... good morning to you. Thank you so much, Drindin. Best of luck. I'm crossing my finger for the meeting. You got this. Let's drop some encouragement emotes. That's the one. The Viking woman, which represents my friend Jo and her super good badass energy. It will be nice. There we go. I'm still going to gather a lot of wood because I will need to have some arrows, and that is what I'm going to get from my other character. I will have... I'm hesitating if I will have my healer to be a provisioner and a weaponsmith like I did the last time. I feel I will have one character doing provisioning and then another gathering thing, and the other one being a weaponsmith. And I don't know. Yeah, maybe I will. I don't know yet what I will be doing. So many possibilities here. But at least this character, which is my main, she is doing all of the gathering I need. Hunting and forestry. So gathering wood and plants. And now I need to rest. So I'm going by the embering over here. And you can see, this is something that has been implemented last week. But the change with the color and difficulty, this is a blue creator, meaning that it's a little bit lower level than I. As I'm level 3, it's certainly a level 1. But I'm going to rest at the embering. And I'm receiving the same amount of experience from a blue creator than from a white creature. The white one are exactly my level. Yellow one are a little bit higher, and they should be much more difficult. To really encourage players to hunt creature of their level, or possibly maybe a blue one. Yes, the music is fantastic. I very much agree with that. And if you want to discover all of the music in game, you can check out the album on Bandcamp. If you want to support the game, you can also purchase the album on Bandcamp for $10. And more track will be added as we add more track into the game. So players or people that are purchasing the album do not need to purchase album 1, album 2, album 3, etc. You just need to purchase it once, and it will be updated as it goes. So a lot of people had been asking us how they can support us once they had purchased the game already, and we have added 2 possibilities for that. You can either pre-order the game for a friend and offer him a game key, or you can pre-order the album for yourself. Thank you so much, Stargold. This is really brilliant. Thank you a lot. There we go. How many carcasses do I have? 6 now. We need to hunt more. We need to hunt more carcasses than that. And how much region? 91. That's pretty good. So I want to have enough region to not have to bother with my region anymore at all. I'm also wondering what I should do first. I think what I will do is to be the most efficient possible, I will create 2 characters, and one will be a provisioner and the other one will be a weaponsmith. Yeah, I will do that, something like that. So I will be able to have arrows, a lot of arrows, so much arrows. Because I really would like to have a character that plays with a short bow and a long bow. And for that I need millions of arrows. And never have to worry with arrows. Yay! I'm hunting level 3 now. This is great. I like this little leveling effect that we have in the game now. This is really pleasant. Alright, let's hunt all of the rabbits. Later on, we will have plenty of people in game, so it will not be the best moment to do some gathering. So I'm taking advantage of my GM status to play when no one is online. Everything is for me. All the creators, all of the nodes. There we go. And after that, I'm helping out people anyway, so I deserve it. Like here, I'm taking this mushroom that will allow me to craft some potion afterwards, and then I will gather this little rabbit over here. It's going to be the night already, and I'm not super enthusiastic about that. And I also need to try to level up as much as possible this character, so I will have at least one character which is higher level, doing higher level content. Usually pretty slow at leveling up, even when I try to speed up things. And yeah, I really need to learn to be a little bit faster and more efficient, so I can help out people more. Like, it was very fun last week to be able to do this level 20 content in dry food. I really enjoyed myself doing the open dungeon. This is the content you have seen last Saturday on stream. You can still watch the VOD if you want. Dry food is one of our middle level zone. Oh, it's still quite low level actually, considering that we have, you know, oh, let's get this rabbit. We are 50 level, and dry food is for level 15 to 25, maybe even 30. So it's just reaching middle ground level. And after that, we need to have some more zone. But they are still in development at the moment. The next piece of content that we want to introduce in the game too is going to be the dungeon. There we go. Is this dough yellow or white? That seems yellow. I'm not sure. What I'm sure is that I'm going to rest at the fire for a moment to restore a little bit my life. And what I've never done is the actual quests, which give you some potions. I think I will do that. If you have any question related to the game, or if you want to see something specific, I can do that. I can show you some specific aspect of the game that you would like to see, or you know, you want me to show you whatever. Just ask your question. This show is created just for that. Alright, and we're going to do the quest. So the quest, it's the only quest that we have in the game at the moment. That doesn't mean it's the only quest that will be in the game. It's our testing quest. And we want to change several things about the quest and how the quests work. But it is not in our priority list, so our tech team and our tech director are working on more important stuff. But the quests are going to be worked on, obviously, but that will be later. So let's see this. As you walk down the path, you approach a man seemingly lost in playing his music. When you get close enough for him to heed your approach, he seems both surprised and excited to see you. He picks up a ledger. Then his face changes as he notes the state of your person. Hail, Drifter! Welcome to New Haven. apologize. I'm always shocked to see those awakened by their journey through the Darklands. While this side of the chasm offers its own dangers, here you can find rest and ways to regain your former strength. My name is Alan Dale, and I play music near the bridge as a beacon of hope, calling to those who wander the Darklands to follow the music north of the chasm and across the bridge. I welcome those who find their way here to New Haven. We certainly need all the helping hands we can find. May I offer you some advice as a newcomer? Oh, well, yes, thank you. Excellent. Your next stop will be the guard Rhonda. She will be pleased. So we can ask several questions. What shall we ask him? What do you mean, dangers? Well, as long as New Haven has been founded, we had to maintain its safety by fighting the danger further north. Do you look weary and weak from your journey? You carry yourself as if you're used to fighting danger. You will need to sharpen your skills if you want to survive here. Guard Rhonda, over by the battle dummies, can help you get squared away with that. She typically has something to hand out to newcomers who complete their evaluation. She likes to make sure those who arrive stay alive. Allendale chuckles to himself and mutters something about rhymes. Where can I find respite? As you move north along the pass, you will come across several farmsteads who keep New Haven supplied with food well enough. They offer some comfort to the weary traveler. As you go on, you will eventually come to the city of New Haven. There you will find supplies and security. We have just enough guard to keep this valley safe and defend the northern wall. So when you are in the city or here in the valley, you are relatively safe. North to the city, got it. Let's ask him a last question. Why do you need helping hands? Well, to be quite honest, New Haven is not much of a city anymore. Our numbers have dwindled since its founding. We have a hard time keeping the city supplied with enough provision. We don't have enough people to hold organized hunting and foraging foray into the north anymore. This desperation has caused people to resort to thefts, or even worse crimes, leading to their exile, where they must fend for themselves beyond the northern wall. Or for people to venture north in fewer numbers to find resource for our people. Some return, many do not. I hope you and other drifter like you can help us. Ah, that sounds difficult. I will aid the folk of New Haven as best as I can. Thank you. While it is difficult, it is much better than the Darklands. I'm sure you will agree. We are united by survival, so the community is very helpful to all who are striving for the mutual goal of New Haven prosperity. Okay, I will leave you to your singing while I talk to guard Rhonda. There we go. Here, the dialogue is finished. As you approach guard Rhonda, you can tell she's practiced in the art of war and that her knowledge is not theoretical. She carries herself with a calm sense of confidence. Hail, newcomer! I saw you speaking with Allendale. By the state of you, you have made it across the Darklands. Glad you made it. I hope you still have your wits about you. I remember those full lands with much disdain. Let's get back in shape so you can defend yourself here in New Haven. Sure, a few combat exercise will not hurt. Combat is a bit different here in New Haven than where you come from. Why don't you start by taking on that battle dummy and show me what you got? This is my first task. This is also the tutorial quest, right? There we go. You have all explanation over here. Well, I'm not going to read all of that because I know that. But you, when you start up, read it. I just want to have my potions. There we go. There we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, I'm going to speak with Rhonda. Rhonda's face seems to express a look of pleasant surprise. Excellent work, Drifter. Now, would you like to know a little more about this new place you find yourself in and why it's important to make allies? Ah, yes, what else can you tell me? This is a dangerous place, so let's start with wounds. You will receive many if you manage to survive long. Some wounds are too grievous to heal normally. For that, you will need to seek out skilled medical attention that your allies may possess, or even the power of an ember to aid your body in healing properly. Where do I find someone skilled enough to help my wounds heal if I'm defeated? I'm waiting that she's finishing her text because it's annoying to read it when it's moving. My greatest advice to you will be to share your adventure with allies. Anyone with smelling salt can awaken. You should fall in combat. For that reason, you should always carry some smelling salt in your pouch. A person trained in the supporter role can help you heal effectively in the field, and there are also potions that help. I would suggest carrying some health potion, as they can keep you alive in a pinch. I will give you some if you complete my next task. Which reminds me, do you see that fire across the path? You will notice it needs no wood to keep it burning. That's because it's an ember ring. You may have heard myth about ember in the south, but up here in the north it is very real. That ember ring will heal your wounds more quickly than any bandage or potion. Go stand next to it and feel its power, then come back and see me. So let's go to the ember ring. There we go. Di-di-di-da-da. There we go. So I have more explanation in the tutorial section, and I will get my potion. Impressive, isn't it? You will find ember all over the land in different form, but I will let someone more knowledgeable than I explain what New Haven has discovered about it so far. For now, I think if you stick to those exercises and discover the ember rings through the land, you will be able to pick up the rest as you go without getting yourself killed. Here are some potions you can use during difficult fights. They will heal some of your injuries. May you find many allies and forge many memories during your adventure here. Farewell, and remember you will always find a home here in New Haven. There! Now I do have my 5 potions that I will drop here in my bar. So I have all of the potions that I need over here. This is much better. World is locked? Yes. You need to wait 10 minutes. 10 minutes more, Ritter von Gitter. I can play because I'm GM. But you need to wait, the server is open. And it is... Or is it in 10 minutes or in 1 hour and 10? Check out the Discord. I think it's... No, it's at... It's not now. It's in 1 hour and 10 minutes from now. It starts at lunchtime for Central Europe. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to wait a little longer. But rejoice because the day, it will be the day. The daylight when you start up. Isn't that nice? It will be nicer to start up your character. Alright, so I am going to continue. So this is my personal stash, where I have already plenty of things here, but I need to actually go to the next camp because you don't have a crafting station here. You see, here there's no crafting station. I'm taking my torch, and we have an anvil to repair. We have some shop. We don't have a crafting station. You see this? You see this creature by the hollow? Let's see if I can approach myself. The crouching efficiency has been increased this patch. Oh, no. Cannot get further. Damn. So those creatures are mystery creatures no one knows anything about. Hello Sonja. Hi, how are you doing? I hope you're doing good. Okay, I'm going to continue my hunting. Don't hunt close to the guard, because if you do, the guard are going to kill your target for you. And yeah. And then it's sad. You will be sad. I also need to farm 10 silver. With 10 silver, I will be able to unlock the first row of my shared bank. So that's very important. Here I have almost 10 silver, so that's good. So that's one of our first mission. It's to unlock one row in the shared bank, so I will be able to craft myself some stuff. Ooh, crude salve. That's the medicine for supporter. All right. So we're going to continue our little evolution. Look at how dark it is. It's really, really dark. We have again a night with no moon. And so it's extremely dark. You see nothing. This is why crafting Regent and crafting grounding torch is super important. The ground torch or torch you can put on the ground that will help you to see around you, which is really good. And when you craft them, they are better than what you can buy in the shop, of course. You can purchase some by the merchant, but crafting things are always better. That little forest quillback didn't have any region for me, so I'm disappointed. Disappointed. That being said, I've already 120 almost regions, so that's not too bad to start up. And I'm also almost level 4, which means that I will have my next spell. That's really good. I will have a bleeding strike, which is a dot, as you can imagine. This weekend, however, I'm going to play a different character. Because I will be playing with Fred, which is going to discover the game. And well, he's probably not going to play the whole stream. Oh, I don't know. Maybe he will be passionate enough and want to play the whole day. And so we will level. And it will be nice. We'll do group content and it's going to be super fun. With all the friends that are going to play once the server open, right? There we go. But it's always good to start fresh and new. And we really need... Ooh, we have a smuggler here. So I'm going to rest a little bit. I'm going to sit down to recuperate some life, because I don't really want to use my potions. Maybe I will eat some of this hardtack as well. And then we can kill the smuggler. We already don't see it anymore, which is really show you that the darkness in this game, they are serious business. Because the nameplates only appear to you at a certain distance. You won't see them immediately. Therefore, you don't know that there's a smuggler over here until you see it. So now we're going to find the smuggler. There it is. See, now we see the... Alright. I'm going to sneak on this smuggler. Oops. He did hear me. I was being too noisy. So mobs are being aware of your presence by different factors, including sound. But crouching is important because crouching will really help you to not be seen as much and to not have aggro. Oh, really an onion? I'm disappointed. But I got a little bit of copper at least. Okay. That's not so bad. So if we're going to approach... So we're continuing to follow on the side of the road, and at some point we will find some thieves. I'm going to get this quill back first. Need to farm my region for the weekend. Something which is also important in this game is that you have actually a bonus, a positional bonus. So with a bow, you don't have a positional bonus to face your character. Like, this target is facing me, or I am facing it. But my double give me plus hits. So it's kind of okay to solo with this weapon. Otherwise, my last weapon is in my bag. And it also gives me... No, it doesn't give me positional bonus actually for facing either. So the only nice weapon for soloing as a striker is the dual wield actually. Both the bow and the axe are not brilliant. At least not the training one. Maybe later on it will be different and I will find a double sword or two-handed sword that has a very nice bonus for facing your target, which will be excellent for soloing. Or maybe a bow that will be that way, but for now it's not the case. It will be really cool to have a short bow that has a kind of hamstring effect when you're in the front position. That would be a very nice weapon. I would love it. Just an idea like that. If someone is hearing me, need to propose it to the dev team. Could be a rare bow, something that every archer will want to farm. The striker is the only role that can utilize a bow, and you have a long bow and a short bow, and both are different. The long bow are... you have a better range, obviously, but you also have a malus when you are in short range. While the short bow, you don't have any malus when you're in short range, which make it a very nice weapon for soloing. No, but still it's okay. It's not a nice weapon for soloing, but it's okay, you can do it. It's also nicer, I find it more comfortable, because you're pulling... Oh shit, fuck, I forgot the guards. So you see what the guards are doing? It's really nice because if you get in trouble, you can come back to guards pursued by your evil target, but then they kill your target and you will have no loot and no experience for it. So need to stay away from the guard. And here we have plenty of thieves. That's what happened in the field during the night. There we go. So the thief is a at night creature. So the night is very important in Embers Adrift because not only... Oh shit, I have two of them. That might be complex. Let's see if I can do it. So hope... Oh no, that was a supporter. No. It's also a supporter that are going to both heal themselves. We'll have to go to the guard. We'll not be able to kill those. They are yellow, I think. Yeah, I'm in trouble. Guard! Guard! No! See you tomorrow, Smartbone. You take care. Have a very nice night. Thank you so very much. You take care and enjoy yourself. Don't tell me that thief is going to kill me, damn it. There you go, bad thief. Bad thief. But here we are, I am waking up, respawning just next to the Ember Ring, so it's not a big trouble. The only things that I've been losing is, of course, my armor is going to be damaged. I need to recuperate my bag, but it's just here, so that's okay. And I have 14% of wound, which I'm going to heal at the Ember Ring, because that's exactly what you're doing. So the wound system, every time you fall into combat, you're losing 5%. But if someone is reviving you, it's alright. If you have to respawn, you're losing 10% extra. Therefore, you can accumulate big wounds. So if you're falling into combat a lot, you will really reduce your maximum hit points. If you can go to an Ember Ring, it's alright, because you can get rid of that pretty easily. But if you're in the middle of dungeon, or if you don't take the time to go and rest by Ember Ring, you will accumulate that wounds, and it will really slow you down in your progress by reducing your hit points in a very consequent way. So that's why the Ember Ring are very important. They heal your wounds, restore your health, but also allow you to socialize, because this is a point of gathering where people will just hang out together, and it might be the best place to set up a new group and make new friends. Alright, so how much do I have? If I'm selling this, I should have just enough to purchase the first row of my shared bank. There it is. I also need to sell those carcass and that. Alright, so that's good. Now I'm going to utilize the crafting station over here and finish to craft all of the mushroom. So I'm going to continue to craft some plant oil. Okay. So that's good. And for the woods, I'm going to create more woods. I know exactly what I want. All right. Oh, I don't have a lot of wood. Damn. That should be enough. Okay, I'm going to drop this here, that here. Oh yeah, and I need to make more food. And from the clothes, I need to continue to make some fletching. That will be for my arrows once I will making some arrows. Alright, so let's do all the fletching. Actually, when you're doing forestry, you're leveling quite easily because you have so much things that you can do for different job. Alright, and then I will be doing some wood chip. There we go. And with that I can create some food. Okay. And yeah, here I can do some tea leaves. And from the carcass here, I can do some meat. I will need to hunt much more than what I've been hunting to have much more food. Because I also need bones, so I can make arrows. Alright. So here I have 18 foods. I have 22. Okay. So basically I'm going to use this to make super good food. Because you can just cook the meat, or you can cook the meat with wood chip, and then it's going to be better. I will need much more for that, so I can be crafting plenty of potion, plenty of food. That's already brilliant. So that's really good. Okay. So I am going to sell this carcass, so I have enough, and I am going right away, following the roads, to purchase my first row of a shared bank. Hello Inea! Crab will eat some meat now too. Ah, what are you going to make as a supper? Here we go. New Heaven Bank, and I can purchase my first row. This is fantastic. So, I'm going to gather everything I need to make what I need for my new character. That will be my provisioner. There we go. Here we are. All the things. There. Perfect. Alright. And now we can go to the other mission, which is taking my other character. In future, the shared bank will be inside New Haven City. So what am I doing now? It's not really how you're supposed to play the game. But at the same time, I prefer to have one character that is doing all of the gathering, and one character which is doing the crafting. Is it the way I will proceed once the game will be released? Usually I only play one character. I don't know. Probably. Probably, because I would probably have 3 characters anyway in this game. Even if 2 of those will be behind. Or just crafters. There we are. Now I can get all of that. And so that will be a region. Anyway. Yeah, there we go. And everything else is going to be here. Okay. So I've gathered all of that. Perfect. Now I'll go back to the 3rd camp. By the crafting material area. and I will start to craft certain things, and I will go back there, drop my food, drop my potion in the shared storage. So it's a little bit more of a hassle than it was before, when we didn't have those personal storage and we only had shared bank. But at the same time, it makes more sense. And not everyone is interested in playing alt. It's only a part of this population that really enjoy that gameplay, or that are doing like me and having one gatherer and one crafter. Most people are usually having one gathering skills and then one crafting skills. And forestry goes very well with, well, it goes both nicely with hunting and with provisioning, actually. There we go. I need to get provisioning here. Provisioner. There we go. And now let me craft things. I will probably not be able to do potions because I need to have some... yeah. That's okay. It will be for later. But for now I can do smoked meat at least. So let's do that. Which means that my main character will have access to some delicious meat. Fine smoked coarse lean meat. Nice. And I'm provisioner 2 already. That's fantastic. I will need some silver so I can do purchase some flask so I can make the potion. Let's see if I can do that already. I don't think so. Yeah, now I have 40 things. Can I have one? But I can have 2 butter. Okay. All right. That means I can do 2 potion. Yeah, can do 2 potion. That's already nice. What do I need to for brew tea? Water. Okay. Right. So here I'm going to drop the rest of my material, personal stash, for when I have enough silver to make. Okay. Right. So that's my shared bank where I will drop that, this, and then the wood. All right, perfect. And it's done. So my friends, I thank you very much to have been watching this episode. I hope it was interesting, that you had fun watching it. If you have any question, do not hesitate to ask me. If there's anything that you want to see in particular, do not hesitate to tell me about it. So next week, when I will do a next episode, I will be focusing on those questions and those requests. Remember that I am streaming this every Friday on Twitch TV at 4 p.m. Central Europe time, which is 9 a.m. Central American time or Central time. And those videos are also going edited on YouTube on Embers Adrift channel afterwards. So, thank you very much, guys. Yes, that was the end of this little Embers Adrift stream.